Did Lego Batman Legacy just humiliate the Skywalker Saga? This matchup should not be close. More than 300 playable characters, 23 planets, over 100 vehicles, all 9 mainline Star Wars movies in one game. And on the other side, 7 playable characters, 1 city, 1 billionaire dressed like a bat. This should be a demolition. The Skywalker Saga should ignite a lightsaber and end the argument before Batman can even find the Batmobile keys. But by the final round, Star Wars' biggest flex is its ridiculous size becomes the exact reason Batman can fight back. We're scoring both games across 5 categories: character, roster, content, replayability, story, combat and abilities, and world and level design. 1 point per round. And Batman is about to need one of the wildest comebacks in Lego gaming history. Let's start. Round 1, character roster. The Skywalker Saga has more than 300 playable characters, to Jedi, Sith, bounty hunters, droids, clones, rebels, and stormtroopers, and probably some alien that stood behind Anakin for 3 seconds and somehow earned a character slot. The roster is the fantasy. Star Wars is a galaxy-sized toy box letting you jump from Luke to Vader, Boba Fett, Yoda, General Grievous, or even a Gronk droid because dignity is optional. Lego Batman takes the opposite approach. Batman, Jim Gordon, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, Talia al Ghul. That is not a roster. That is a Discord call. But those 7 characters are built to feel different. Batgirl hacks technology, uses a drone as a grappling point. Catwoman fights with her whip and sends her cat through spaces nobody else can reach. Gordon uses a foam weapons, while Robin and Nightwing bring their own gadgets and approaches. But Batman has quality over quantity argument. But 7 against more than 300? Round 1 goes to the Skywalker Saga. Batman, 0. Round 2, content and replayability. The Skywalker Saga is the kind of game that opens its map and covers the screen in icons, and quietly asks you whether you have plans this month. You can replay all 9 films, visit 23 planets, command more than 100 vehicles, fight in space, board capital ships, hunt Kyber bricks, collect mini kits, and keep unlocking characters after the credits. Lego Batman still has crimes, suits, vehicles, trophies, puzzles, upgrades, and a Batcave filled of pieces of Batman's history. But compared to an entire galaxy, Gotham is bringing a utility belt to a warehouse. Star Wars has more worlds, more vehicles, more collectibles, and way more characters to unlock. I'm sorry, Dark Knight, but round 2 goes to the Skywalker Saga. 2 rounds down and 3 left. Batman doesn't need a comeback anymore. He needs prep time, a plot armor, and maybe Superman's phone number. But this is where the comparison stops being about how much content exists and starts being about what the content actually does. Round 3, story. The Skywalker Saga has one of pulp culture's greatest stories to work with. The problem is that it has to tell all of it. 9 movies, 3 trilogies, multiple generations, family drama, political collapse, planet-destroying weapons, and a space wizard making terrible emotional decisions. So the story moves fast. An iconic scene happens, a joke lands, a major moment gets compressed. Then you're already being pushed towards the next movie. It's fun and nostalgic, but sometimes it feels less like living in the Skywalker story and more like speed running its greatest hits. Lego Batman has more freedom. It takes place from decades of Batman, Burton, Nolan, Reeves, animation, comics, and the Arkham games, and remixes them into one journey for Bruce Wayne's origin to the legend of the Dark Knight. You see Bruce train with the League of Shadows, become Batman, meet Gordon, build the Bat family, and face villains who shape the hero he becomes. Joker, Bane, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul aren't just names waiting behind a boss health bars. They're chapters in Bruce Wayne's transformation, and that's the emotional difference. The Skywalker Saga can make you point at the screen and say, yo, that's Luke. Lego Batman reminds you why a terrified kid in Crime Alley decided Gotham will never control him through fear again. One game recreates legendary moments. The other uses them to build a legend. Round 3 goes to Lego Batman. Skywalker Saga has 2, Lego Batman has 1. The comeback is alive. Round 4, combat and abilities. The Skywalker Saga deserves credit here. It completely upgraded the old Lego combat formula. Lightsaber characters chain attacks, force users throw objects at enemies. Blaster characters use over-the-shoulder aiming, scavengers build tools, and different classes bring different abilities. But after enough hours, you start seeing the system underneath the costumes. The game has hundreds of characters, but most fit into a limited number of classes. Two Jedi may look completely different, yet they often solve the same problems and fight nearly the same way. The character screen feels endless, the mechanical differences don't. Lego Batman pushes more closer to an action game. Its Arkham-inspired combat brings combos, counters, dodges, takedowns, gadgets, stealth, and enemies that force you to change tactics. You can stun a thug with a batarang, pull another one towards you with a back claw, attack from above, or forget the plan and start swinging a frying pan, because this is still Lego. The Dark Knight mode also gives players a harder option, which matters because Lego games rarely make anyone fear the game over screen. And Batman's smaller casts become an advantage. Batgirl's drones matter. Catwoman's whip matters. Gordon's foam gun matters. Robin and Nightwing don't feel like different haircuts attached to the same moveset. This isn't really Star Wars versus Batman. It's two different design philosophies. One wants to impress you with how many things are available. The other one wants every available thing to feel necessary. And in combat, the second philosophy wins. Round 4 goes to Lego Batman. Skywalker Saga has 2, Lego Batman has 2. One round decides everything. 2-2. Forget the 300 characters. Forget the 23 planets. One category decides whether Batman's smaller scale is genuine focus or just a really good excuse for offering less. And this round should belong to Star Wars. It has an entire galaxy. Batman only has Gotham, so why does this suddenly feel dangerous? Final round. World and level design. Landing on the new planet in the Skywalker Saga is pure fan service. Mos Eisley, Naboo, and Coruscant, Dagobah, Crate, Geonosis. Each location looks distinct, and arriving feels like opening a Lego set from a movie you grew up watching. But once the surprise fades, many worlds settle into a familiar loop. Land, follow the marker, break some objects, solve a quick puzzle, collect a Kyber brick, open the map, chase the next icon. The galaxy looks enormous. What you do inside it can start feeling very similar. Now, Lego Batman isn't innocent. Gotham's side of content can also become repetitive, and some post-story activities are nowhere near as polished as the main missions. Batman doesn't magically solve every open-world problem just because it's raining and there's gargoyles on the rooftops. But Gotham has one advantage that matters more than just raw size. It's built around Batman. You grapple up buildings, glide between rooftops, dive toward the streets, and tear through traffic with the Batmobile and the Bat-Cycles. Arkham Asylum, Ace Chemicals, the Iceberg Lounge, Wayne Tower, Haley Circus, Gotham Museum, and the Batcave all belong to the same city, mythology, and character. And the best story missions connect combat, stealth, puzzles, gadgets, traversal, and fan service to one fantasy. And that's becoming the Dark Knight. The Skywalker Saga offers a galaxy of places to visit. Lego Batman offers a city that changes how you move, fight, and think. By the closest of margin in this entire comparison, the focus wins. The final round goes to the Dark Knight, Batman. The final score, Batman wins 3-2 and completes the comeback. Bigger finale, lost to a better focus. If you want the Lego game with the most content, the Skywalker Saga still wins. For hundreds of characters, famous locations, vehicles, space battles, and endless unlockables, Star Wars remains the king of the scale. But that was never Batman's fight. Batman wins because its story has room to build momentum. It's 7 characters that have clearer identities. Its combat asks more from the player, and at its best, Gotham feels designed around Batman instead of designed around a checklist. The Skywalker Saga gives you an entire shelf of Lego sets, and the size of that collection is incredible. Lego Batman gives you one set you keep rebuilding because every piece connects, and every time you pick it up, you know exactly what fantasy it wants you to live. So did Batman actually humiliate the Skywalker Saga? Not by making Star Wars look bad, not by having more characters, and definitely not by having more content. It did it by entering a fight where every number favored Star Wars, falling behind 2-0 and still winning with less. That's the embarrassing part. The Skywalker Saga brought an entire galaxy. Batman only needed Gotham. Who deserves the crown? Give me your final score. Does the Skywalker Saga keep the crown because no Lego game can match its scale? Or does Lego Batman prove that focused design beats a galaxy full of content? Are you giving Batman the 3-2 win, or are we sending the results to a recount?